Assalamu alaikum and a good day to everyone. My name is Nabil Umar bin Abdul Rahaman from SMSKPP. My metric number is 066512. Before I start, I would like to ask a question to my dear audience. Have you ever wondered why COVID-19 pandemic outbreak is such a huge deal to every country in the world? If your answer has something to do with economy, then congratulations, that was the correct answer. Therefore, I would like to talk about the impact of COVID-19 on the economy, but specifically, with the limited time in hand, my topic will only cover the fall of tourism industry in Malaysia, which is a part of economy itself. Tourism is a huge industry sector in Malaysia. As for the reason, Malaysia is rich with diverse natural attractions which become an asset to the country's tourism industry. This was recognized by the World Travel and Tourism Council, who declared Malaysia as a destination full of unrealized potential, with the main strength as the availability of a vast range of diverse attractions to suit all tastes, relatively affordable prices, and largely unspoiled destination. Malaysia was once ranked ninth in the world for tourist arrivals. The Travel and Tourism Competitiveness Report 2017 also ranks the Malaysia 25th out of 141 countries overall. However, as we all have experienced, a massive outbreak of COVID-19 pandemic has spread throughout the whole world, with Malaysia not an exception, which has brought nothing but disaster to the tourism industry as a whole. What impacts the tourism industry the most is the movement control order carried out by the government of Malaysia. All of us are aware of the dangers that coronavirus has brought to the world, causing the loss of millions of lives around the globe. As we all know, this virus spreads very easily by mere physical contact and airborne transmission. With this danger hanging around us in the outside world, people will be afraid to travel as they could be infected by the virus in the process. This will surely affect the tourism industry negatively, as there will be a massive decrease in the numbers of tourists in our country. Foreigners are not allowed to enter the country, while the locals are afraid to travel outside due to the pandemic outbreak. Travelers were forced to postpone their trips and cancel hotel bookings as well as flight plans. For your information, during the pandemic, at least 120 hotels were closed, either temporarily or permanently. Malaysian Association of Hotels estimated that the hotel, aviation, and travel sector lost about 5.6 billion in revenue due to travel restrictions. This affects the gross domestic product of the tourism industry in Malaysia heavily. For comparison, the national gross domestic product of Malaysia in 2019 is 364.68 billion US dollars. Meanwhile, in 2020, this number has dropped significantly to 336.66 billion US dollars. Statistics-wise, in 2019, the tourism industry has contributed to 6.7% of the national gross domestic product, which is around 24.43 billion US dollars. Meanwhile, in 2020, it has dropped to only 2% of the national GDP, which is around 6.73 billion US dollars. We can see that the tourism industry has lost 72.45% of its usual contribution to the national GDP. From this number alone, we can judge that the tourism industry has taken a huge impact from the COVID-19 pandemic outbreak. As a conclusion for my part, COVID-19 has been a disaster for our country's economy and the tourism industry. It will surely cost us a great amount of time to recover from this pandemic outbreak. We have also experienced severe losses during these hard times. However, I hope that we can stay strong to get through this pandemic and restore our country's economy back to normal, or even better than the pre-COVID-19 times. Thank you for lending your ears.